Hi friends, do you know what the topic is today? We are going to start something totally different today, and we are going to discuss how to win contest. So are you ready? Come on in, join me. So today we are going to start a new series. In this series we are going to take questions from all of you. Yes, all of you. It could be related to photography, its art side, its business side, or just life in general. It could be anything that you face during your days as a photographer. And we are calling this new series Raw Unboxed. Raw, Raw Unboxed. Unboxed. How does it sound, Rajesh?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's Raw Unboxed. We are going to unbox all our thoughts in the raw format. Welcome to Exploring Light. My name is Jassi. And before we get on with this question, let me share one very important information. Sometime during the course of this video, we will announce one exciting offer that you can avail. Some selected few can avail that offer. I don't know at what point of time in the video we are going to announce that. So keep on watching the entire video and get lucky and avail that super duper discount offer. Okay, so let me share. Recently, one Natasha asked me one question, and that's very relevant from today's perspective. And it is what she asked is it worth participating in a contest? If yes, then please provide some tips on how to win the contest. Now, this question is very interesting and very important in today's scenario. We are virtually living in this world of photography contests. This social media started, and then next was the boom of photography contests. So, this is the first question that I'm going to take in this series, which is Raw Unboxed. So, let me share my thoughts. Before I start on or get on with the answer, detailed answer, let me give you a disclaimer. I don't want to be on the wrong side of the law, so I'm not going to mention any particular contest. I'm not going to rake up any controversial topic here. My idea is very, very simple. My thoughts about is it worth participating in a contest? And if yes, then how do we participate and or they enter the contest so that we can win? It's purely going to be from my perspective, nothing else. I have participated in many contests, but to be honest, I've judged more contests than having participated in them. So my entire view or opinion today is going to be from being on the other side of the coin, being as a judge. So if you're thinking that if you really wanted to ask whether it is really worth to participate in a contest or let me rephrase it, are contests or should there even be contests in terms of photography, then I have very diverse opinion about it. Pardon me if I sound a little contradictory in my statements here and there, because I have very opposite opinion about this entire concept of contests in photography. On a personal front, I really find it very difficult to digest the mere idea of the concept of creating a contest around something of an art form like photography, which is very, very subjective. Art itself is very subjective. I mean, my dilemma is that how can somebody having a totally different thought process than anybody who's participating in a contest. My thought process as a contestant while creating the image which I'm submitting is totally different than somebody who's judging it in his time and space. So, it's very difficult for me to digest that fact. But on the practical front, yes, it has many advantages. I myself have participated in contests. I've won few, I've lost a few, and I've judged many contests. So let me share the idea behind the practical aspect of participating in a contest. From practical aspects, what I really like about being a part of the contest or the idea of entering a contest is, first it gets you to think. Think, because you've been creating lots of images over a period of time. You like some, you hate some, but that's a different perspective altogether. The moment you start thinking about entering a contest, now you are thinking on a different platform altogether, with a different perspective altogether, because now you are thinking from the aspect of that somebody else is going to look into at your images, and how that person is going to behave and look at it or react. That will decide whether you win the contest or not. Second, also it gives you a lot of focused images that you come across on a particular theme by loads and loads of photographers all across the world. Now, social media as such has given you that flexibility to really look into those tons of images free of cost and get inspired or take a different course of action. But here, when you are entering a contest, you are entering a particular theme. Now, in a particular contest. Now, when you look at the entries in that particular theme, at that point of time, you are looking at tons of images belonging to the same theme from so many immensely talented photographers. And that really gives you a different insight into the entire concept of photography. Second practical aspect is it also gives you a fair idea as to where you stand vis-a-vis other photographers. Now, I might not like this idea, which I am going to discuss little later, but the idea is there. So, there could be some people who will get benefited because of that, and I think that's perfectly all right, and that makes contests all the more interesting. But there are some problem areas also with this entire concept of a contest or a competition. Let us say hypothetically that you don't enter a contest. You decide for whatever reasons not to enter a contest. And then you see almost everybody around you, your friend, photographer friends, the people whom you follow and seek inspiration from, or anybody else whom you directly or indirectly seem to know as a photographer, and you see them entering the contest. You see them playing this game contest. And that somehow gives you that feeling of being alienated, feeling of getting left out. You might also start getting to feel that people will not believe you anymore, because they feel that you don't have that kind of confidence which takes to enter a contest to win it also, or in whichever way to compete. And that is a dangerous situation to be in. Second part of the entire thought process is, let us say you enter a contest and you lose, you do not win. It might give you an inferiority complex that you're not good enough, which is not true actually. Because if you understand the concept of a contest, then we are talking about an image which wins from a set of images which are submitted. Now, let us say, this should not happen, but let us say, for argument's sake, that in a particular contest, all the images that got entered were mediocre images. They were not top-notch images, and your image happened to be one of them. And it wins a contest or it loses a contest, whatever happens. Understand, a win or losing of a particular image in a particular contest is from the set of images that were entered in that contest. So, don't get disheartened, but it certainly might create a situation where a person whose image gets lost in a contest, does not win the contest, starts feeling inferior, as if he is not good enough to win a contest. And on the other hand, if you enter a contest and you win it, then it gives another false sense of achievement, or false sense of a belief that you are much better than what you actually are. So, you might not be at that level of in photography, but it gives you the false belief that you are much better than most of the photographers, and that can bring a lot of egoism into one's nature and one's whatever you call it. So either which ways, it's a dangerous situation to be in. So I suggest you ask yourself a few questions. One, what are your goals as a photographer? What do you want to achieve through this? Through this means through entering a contest. And if you really want to be the most decorated photographer, a photographer who has won most awards, most contests, lot of trophies, lot of winning certificates, then yes, you're on the right track. Please go ahead and participate in each and every contest that gets launched on Facebook, on Instagram, or on their websites by big brands, by small brands, or whichever. Just keep on entering and keep on winning. But on the other hand, if your goal is maybe to judge your position or to find where do you stand as a photographer vis-a-vis other photographers, then personally I believe that there are much better ways of doing that. There are many social media sites, websites, other sites like Instagram and many other sites where you can actually find your niche of a photographer and seek inspiration from and even compare your images vis-a-vis their images. So then in that scenario, entering a contest is maybe really not the right idea. So decision is yours. There are many contests which are free of cost. There are many contests which are paid contests. I'm not really going to get into whether paid contests are right or wrong as far as they have all the legal terms and conditions, whether all the rules and regulations are displayed and described very clearly, then there's nothing wrong in them. I don't see anything wrong in them charging money because it's a form of business. And if they are spending a lot of money in helping you win a contest, then I think it's their right to charge also. So let's not get into that part of the contest at all. So I hope I've answered that part. Now I will take you on with the other part of the question, which is how to maximize your chances of winning. Now this is tricky, but let me try and explain from being on the other side of the coin as a judge. So I think this insight is going to be really helpful to most of you. First and on top of my pointer list is play ethical, play by the rules. Read the rules very carefully. There was a recent controversy, I don't want to get into it, all of you know about it. Whether that was right or wrong, it's not for me to judge, but let me give you a very important, very simple but very important insight. If you don't play ethical, even if you win, you lose. Judges are also human. They might commit mistakes. They might commit an error which might help somebody who has cheated his way to trophy, help him win the prize. But eventually it will be caught, eventually it will be discussed, because we are living in a world of internet. Such talks, such decisions really spread like wildfire. So my second pointer is research the theme very well. What does that mean? Let's say you are entering a contest with the theme emotions. I'm just thinking aloud. So go to Google, search all possible images that people might have created revolving around emotions. That will give you a lot of ideas. So research the theme very well, detach from your own images. The biggest challenge that we face, especially when we are about to enter a contest, is that over a period of time, knowingly or unknowingly, we fall in love with our own images. We find it hard to detach. We don't even realize that we need to detach, because until unless we are able to detach from our images, we are not going to be impartial. We are not going to be taking the right decision about a particular image which should enter the contest or which should not enter the contest. So that is one critical aspect of it. Third point here is keep your compositions very simple. Now I know that you will say that you are already a good photographer and you follow the compositional guidelines. I'm not getting into compositional guidelines right now. What I'm saying is the images that you enter a contest should be simple, easy to understand, minimal elements. Even if you have an image which is awesome, which might have not probably won an award, but might have been liked by many photographers across the world. But the moment you enter, that will not probably attract the attention of a jury just because it has too many elements in it. And I think one of my next points will throw more light on that. Why is it so? On composition, keep it simple, avoid distractions. Even if you think that the distracting elements that others might be talking about, they are an integral part of a composition. Avoid submitting that kind of an image. And the composition should be very neat, clean, easy to understand. The next pointer is stand tall in the crowd. Do not post cliche images. Now visualize this scenario. Any good contest would have the number of entries exceeding 1000 and even more. How does a jury or a judge go through all those 1000, 2000 images and come out with a winner? It's very, very difficult. Let me share my own story, because I was judging a very big prestigious contest recently, and the number of entries that were there were more than 5000. And me along with other jury members think, what did we do? It's very, very difficult to browse through 5000 plus images. So the only way out is that browse them in large thumbnails, and if the images do not impress in those large thumbnails, all get rejected. Number one. Number two, visualize another scenario. These days Milky Way images are a rage amongst landscape photographers. Now let's say you are in America, you are shooting a Milky Way image with some natural arch in foreground, and you think it's a wonderful image. Yes, it is technically very good. Let me agree with the point, your thought process right now. But if 10 or 15 or 20 more people have submitted similar images thinking that their images are the best, believe me, chances are high all those similar looking images are going to get rejected and going to be culled. So no matter how good your image is, it will get rejected. So stand tall. Do not post a cliche. Second, and another point is, think different and post very different. Even in a portrait, when somebody says, let's say a theme is portrait, and everybody is posting faces, and if there could be one portrait which does not have a face clearly visible in the portrait, it could be a conceptual portrait, chances are high that that is going to win rather than other images which all look alike because of a facial expression being present in it. Oops, did I mention about the offer? I think I forgot. Okay, here's the offer now, which I mentioned about in the beginning of the video. So this exciting offer is that you log on to the website www.futureforward.in, and if you make a purchase of 3000 or more INR, you get an additional discount of rupees 500. And this offer is valid only to the fastest 10. That means the first 10 people will be able to avail this offer. Just remember, the coupon code for this offer is, to avail this offer, is Xploring. 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 Another pointer is, too much color in any image is an eyesore. So be very, very careful while you are posting and submitting an image into a contest. If color is not an integral part of your compositional whatever principle that you have followed, if it is not adding any value to the image, avoid it. So black and whites will always make a very strong contender to win a photography contest, even if the theme is not black and white. So now, after I've said that, now you go and look at the winning images in different themes, and I hope you will be able to relate what I'm saying. Last but not the least, this is one big secret, and you must follow this. It is, study the work of the jury. Find out who is judging the contest. look at their work. That will give you an insight of what kind of work or images or compositions they like. So this gives you a rare insight into their thought process, and that will help you probably win the contest. In the end, my only thought that I would like to share is that do not feel bad if you do not win a contest, because it's just a contest. And a contest can have at the max 1, 2 or 3 winners. First can only be one, and there are thousands of images getting posted. So do not get dejected, do not get disheartened, do not get into the inferiority complex just because you did not win the contest. And also, if you happen to win the contest, congratulations, but do not let that get over your head. Stay humble, stay grounded, keep on working hard, keep learning. I hope you like the video. You might have a lot of your own opinion or views about how to win a contest. And if you want to add to any point or you want to contest any point which I shared, don't shy away from commenting below. And if you really like the video, do like the video also. Subscribe to our channel if you want us to really keep creating such wonderful content for you. Press the bell icon next to the subscribe your channel button. Until next time, see you guys and keep inspiring.